It's a great pleasure to offer a few words at your degree ceremony and to say 4 quick things. The first is pretty obvious, to say congratulations and well done. Many people will be saying that today, but you've achieved a lot. You have come through your learning at one of the great universities of the world. You've achieved your goals. There's much to celebrate today. And I hope that your family and friends will be as proud of you as we are in the whole university. The second thing to say is thank you. Thank you for being part of the life of Oxford. Thank you for bringing your talents and abilities and hopes and dreams here. Thank you for being part of the societies of endless activities, of arguments, as well as of making so many new friends. The third thing to say is use all that now to make an impact on the world. Of course, the degrees and qualifications and titles that we have attached to our names are important and mean something. But what means much more, what is much more important, is what we do with what we have learnt, making an impact on the world, making our countries and the world a better place to live in the future. So please go out and make the most of all of those abilities and all of that learning. And the fourth thing to say is come back. Please come back to Oxford in the future again. Of course, it's the end of your studies here for the time being, or it will be in most cases. But it should not be the end of Oxford being an important part of your life. A university is not a closed society. It's not an isolated place in the world. It is the center of a network of hundreds of thousands of people who come back here with their ideas, who make an impact on the future of Oxford, as well as on the wider world. So I hope you will do that through your college or your faculty or alumni networks, and that we will see you here and benefit from your wisdom in Oxford again. So, congratulations, thank you, make an impact, and come back.
Graduands, parents and supporters, colleagues. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the University of Oxford, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all here in shared space and those joining us via the live stream to be part of this special moment in the lives of our graduands on this glorious day in Oxford. In line with all major University of Oxford ceremonies since 1669, this ceremony is taking place in the glories of the Sheldonian Theatre, designed by Christopher Wren. It's a place that has witnessed some considerable Oxford history since, with many names of weight and import passing through its doors, and you, graduands, are now part of that ongoing story. Today, we shall be conferring a range of degrees at a range of levels, bachelor's, master's degrees, and doctorates, and across an impressive range of subjects. But for all their variety, they are all the product of the concentrated application of the mind to complex problems and a determination to overcome difficulty. And the acts of overcoming along the way are, as many of you will know from your own lives and trajectories, a key part of the achievement. Oxford is one of the great international universities in the world. The opportunities here are many, with our remarkable resources, our international mix, and the close involvement of academics in the work of students, very many of those academics at the leading edge of their respective fields. But the challenges are great too. The work can be intense, and although Oxford invests a lot in its students, it expects a lot of them also. It is not easy to get a degree of any sort here. But here you are, having accomplished all that was needed to get you to this point, and you should be properly proud to be so, as we are of you. The degrees we're awarding today speak to more than the exacting level of understanding reached and the specific skills mastered in your particular subject area, though they do certainly speak to those things. Oxford degrees are designed to produce intellectual self-reliance, to teach students how to take charge of their own intellectual life and how to marshal the life of the mind in analytic, creative, adventurous, and rigorous ways. I hope you will have found that Oxford is less interested in teaching students what to think than in how to do so. A capacity for understanding, independence of judgment, and an ability to distinguish the true from the seemingly true, and indeed a commitment to maintaining that distinction. These things matter. Those things and the curiosity, clarity, and nimbleness of mind to know how to frame the next question in each context are the qualities that will sustain you out in a fast-changing world in which you will need to go on acquiring new skills in order to enable you best to make your own contribution. You are well placed to make a positive contribution to the world, and indeed many of you are already well engaged on that project, and the world certainly needs it. It is your ingenuity and responsibility, your critical thinking and problem-solving skills, your energy, your resourcefulness, your adherence to the truth, and your quest for progress, peace, justice, creativity, smart solutions to complex problems, and your commitment to a sustainable world that will shape our collective futures. And as you move forward, you will find that your degree will carry a certain sort of cachet in some contexts, and I hope it'll serve you enormously well in terms of what it will help to make possible for you and through you for others as well. I have no doubt that you will in any case be alive to this possibility, but do navigate with some care the Oxfordness you now take on into life with you. You have reason to be proud of all you have achieved, and you should be. But be aware also, as I'm sure you are, that the education and broader experience you have received is something to which few have access. We are, all of us, privileged to be part of this world-leading place. And the best scholars are those who know how to use their learning for good, but who also understand the intellectual vistas of the things as yet unexplored in front of them, and who are humbled and excited about that. So have a proper and proud sense of yourself and of your capacity to think acutely and to get things done. And please toss your mortarboard in the air today with joyful pride. Being mindful, of course, and it turns out that I have to say this, that a mortarboard that goes up will at some point come down again. And I can assure you that if you sustain an injury from a descending mortarboard on the day of your Oxford graduation, the world is unlikely to be sympathetic. It has happened and the world wasn't. But try to ensure that you never, even inadvertently, use the educational advantages that you have received in ways that might belittle others, parent, sibling, partner, old friend, future friend, colleague, anyone. Use your education trenchantly, but carry it lightly. A word to the families and supporters with us today, here to celebrate the achievements of one of the fine graduands gowned up before us now. You know all that it has taken for them to arrive at this point, and there is going to be ample opportunity for you to express your pride in what has been achieved by the person you're here to support later in the ceremony, when you'll be invited explicitly to join myself and my colleagues in warmly congratulating them. So mums and dads, families, partners, and supporters all, sit on your hands for the moment and be assured you'll be invited to use them with full vigour and over an extended period of time, what's more, when we welcome back our then newly hooded graduates with a rapturous and sustained welcome at the appropriate moments in the ceremony. So graduands, you can look forward to being greeted back into the Sheldonian with the collective and well-deserved applause of this company in due course. Feel free to milk it from the galleries and enjoy the moment. But in the midst of this, it is worth remembering that although this moment is centrally and deservedly yours, it is not only that. It is a moment for others around you too. You will have had the support and understanding of family, friends, or other supporters on your journey. People who have seen you through a run of moments in life, the lows as well as the highs, to bring you to this moment in recognition of the support that you have received and directing your personal thanks however feels most appropriate in your own life. I'm going to ask you now to rise, catching the eye of someone in the galleries if you can, and show your thanks to those who've helped you to this point in your life by now giving them your applause. Graduands, please rise. And now a word about the degree ceremony itself. As it progresses, I hope that you will see that it is quietly underpinned throughout by celebration and joy. But through the words and choreography of the ceremony, you will also see that it expresses that joy with a pronounced formality. We think that solemnity here is proper because it is the moment in which we, the university, bestow upon you something of real significance that carries with it the values we proclaim and defend. It is for this reason that we give it maximum ceremonial weight. During the ceremony, you will see us bowing and doffing our caps. In the context of an informal world, I'm aware that this can look almost entertainingly theatrical, but please know that these theatrical moments are not empty gestures. Here, they are meaningful. The reason for the capping is that this is the traditional way in which respect has been historically shown here in the university. You may be disappointed to hear this is not how we tend to conduct our business in the normal day-to-day of university life, but in our ceremonial moments, we retain these symbols and gestures of respect and tradition. And in this ceremony, we explicitly take pleasure in capping you, our former students, at the moment of your graduation out of respect for you and for what you have achieved. So don't be misled by the formality. Be assured that we recognize the festive human joy in the moment too. And I would trust that you will spot the sense of celebration beneath the solemnity and ceremony about to play out before you. Next, brace yourselves. The ceremony is in Latin. Now, you may have been disappointed if it wasn't, or you may be inclined to think this testifies to just how out of touch with the modern world we are, or indeed you might think both. But let me contextualize a little. This university has been in existence for more than 800 years. Through its long history, the university has sought values of intellectual honesty, independence of thought, and the evidence-based inquiry into the nature of things. The Latin phrases with which your degrees will soon be conferred connect closely to the words with which degrees have always been awarded to students in this university. The continuation of the same words in the same ancient language, conspicuously removed from the currency and colloquialisms of the language of our everyday. These things connect us directly to a tradition in which those values have long been foundational and remain so. We retain the Latin and indeed the robes you are wearing to symbolize both our collective continued upholding of certain core academic values and your connection to the great body of graduates who have, over the centuries, stood here, precisely here, in fact, having donned those self-same robes to hear those self-same words. This link to the past has another dimension also, of which you may or may not have been aware. A significant part of the less visible costs of your education, the magnificent buildings, the academics who have taught you, the libraries and laboratories in which you have worked, aspects of the academic and non-academic support that have been available to you in ways significantly beyond the provision available in most universities, a whole raft of the landscape and resourcing and provision of what makes Oxford, Oxford, in fact. Many of these things have only been possible because of the generosity of past generations of Oxford students. And so we take the opportunity on this graduation day to acknowledge gratefully the contribution that those previous donors have made to an astonishing tradition of excellence in a place that enriches and, yes, changes lives generation after generation. There are one or two moments in the ceremony about to unfold for which a short interpretive explanation might come in handy to enable you to read some of its choreography. At intervals, for example, you'll see the proctors, here to my right and to my left, walk up and down the central aisle in front of the deans for degrees lined up down the middle here from across colleges. This choreographed proctorial walk is specifically designed to give the deans the opportunity to put forward any objection they might have to any of the students from their own college having a degree conferred upon them. It is effectively asking the question of our deans for degrees, do your students pass muster? And it is, naturally, encoding that question in a walk. Should any one of the seated deans indicate in the course of one of the proctor's walks that they wish to raise an objection to the conferring of the degree on a particular student, the ceremony will then take an interesting and unscripted turn as we identify the student and the nature of the objection raised. It's exciting, isn't it? Parents and supporters, please note that we will be seeing each graduand twice, first to be presented for and admitted to their degree before being ushered out to don the hoods of their new degree, and then second, in a dramatic moment when the doors of the Sheldonian will be thrown open and our new graduates will be readmitted to receive your congratulations and mine. It's possible the organ might even start up at some point to participate in the drama of the moment. And parents and supporters, the throwing open of the doors and the re-entry of our now hooded graduates is your cue to show your warm appreciation for what has been achieved. Don't hold back. It's a moment that should be enjoyed. Before we slip out of English and into Latin, as we are about to do, may I, on behalf of my colleagues, offer those of you who are graduands, congratulations. Congratulations on your achievements while you've been with us, and our warmest of good wishes for your future success and happiness. We hope that you will take pleasure and pride in maintaining your links with your college and your university. And reciprocally, we look forward to watching with pride and interest all that you go on to achieve, and as importantly, the people that you go on to be. A needy and fragile world is waiting. So go out into it to make use of your many and wonderful talents and of the education you have received here to do good things in it. Thank you. Causa huis congregationis est ut gratiae concedantur ut gradus conferantur nec non ut alia perigantur, quae ad venerabilem hanc domum spectant.
Testo omnibus cogitatis, quorum nomina pro venerabili Domini, apostolibus status mutuntur, vel incepiulis aurent slaria vitae putitatis gratias athletes pro sacrificatus, vel auris, sus progratus, asitis confiseus visi, et est viti satisfixi.
Supplicant venerabili congregatione doctorum et magistrorum regentium, hi studiosi, qui compluerunt omnia quae per statuta requiruntur, nisi quaternos cum eis dispensatum fuerit, ut haec sufficiant co admittantur ad gradum enumeratum. Magistri Juris, Cara Bada, e Collegio Ruben, Doctoris in Philosophia, Ramtin Amin, Samuel Baker, Anna Berryman, Casey Cragg, James Davis, Claire Dooley, Nicholas Duddy, Louisa Eck, Aisha Ijaz, Quentin Gehu, Marla Gundasa Rolling, Uchenna Guacham Ansiobi, Philip Holloway, Konrad Kshonjek, Miriam Kumeling, Victoria Lansing, Mariana Leschik, Feng Liu, Catherine Lovegrove, Thomas Lowenthal, Matilda Mardelan, Javier Navarro Montilla, Lisa Maria Neudert, Arthur Platshaw, Rhiannon Savage, Giulio Skinaya, Scott Singer, Mary Cian, Victoria Taylor, Fatima Usman, Anna Zerio, e Collegio di Balliolo, Barnaby Burley, Alexander Craze, Claudia Driscoll, Karshu Lee, Nicholas Moroz, Shannon Taylor, Elena Tsvetkova, e Collegio Sanctae Hildae, Wenjing Bian, Lara Shamas, Runza Chen, Jimmy Jia, Zisheng Li, Yishun Lu, Theodora Marcati, Sean McCarran, Nicholas Shailis, Bogdan Turda, William Van Noort, Rohan Varadraj, Yevgenia Vorobeva, Ben Wilkinson Turnbull, Shi Hong Wu, Charig Yang, e Collegio Sanctae Annae, Rimpe Chiba, Nicholas Elkington, Benjamin Lowe, Patrick Phillips, Serena Valles, e Collegio de Lineca, Megan Beardmore Hurd, Ji Han Bo, Philip Carlton, Jean-Bo Fiher, Benjamin Gladstone, Ling Chen Huang, Hun Jin, Hamza Jnana, Julia Lindsay, Thomas Monaghan, Stuart Parks, Francesco Pinto, Gemma Pitt, Sebastian Potsdam Mann, Dina Sadurska, Myrna Shumatic, Yi Xiao Tan, Franco Vizcara, Yifan Wang, Roswin Wiltshire, Yingwei Wu, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis, Pamela Cask, Brede Metherol, Rachel O'Noonan, John O'Sullivan, Noé Wagner Clevenot, Yi Yuan, Guanqi Zhan, e Collegio de Mansfield, Gabrielle Chappell, Ying Ka Lam, Kai Tao Tang, William Teng, e Collegio Ruben, Doctoris in Psychologia Medica, Amy Lewins, Liam Miles, Francis Ryan, Martha Wallace, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis. Supplicant in absentia venerabili congregatione doctorum et magistrorum regentium, omnes quorum nomina in schedulis rite a registraria conscripta sunt, qui omnia praestiterunt, quae pastuta requiruntur, nisi quatenus cum eis dispensatum fuerit, ut haec sufficiant co admittantur ad eum gradum quem quisque petat. Hai gratiae concessas sunt, et sic eas pronunciamus concessas.
Ego vice cancelaria abitaritate mea et totius universitatis admetto ad eum gradum quem quisque petat eos quibus etiam semtia supplicare liquit ut per schedulas retea registraria publicatus satis apparet.
For the degree of Magister Juris, the Deputy for the Regius Professor of Civil Law and graduand of Reuben College.
Facultate artium, hic status. Ut mententa ad gradium, Magister Juris.
Sodales, tu dabis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates isius universitatis, quatenus ad te spectent.
Sodalis, ego admitto te ad gradum magistre juris.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, first presentation, Dean and graduand of Balliol College.
Simplissima vice cancelaria, vosque et regi procuratorem. Presentum vobis scholaes in facultate artium et accidentes, ut admittantur ad gradum doctoris in philosophia.
Place the proctor on your right.
Magistri et sodales, vos dabitis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, patinus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Magistri et sodales, ego admetto vos ad gradum doctoris in philosophia.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, second presentation, the Deans and graduands of St. Anne's College, St. Hilda's College.
exemplares, Oscar e Gregory Proprietores. Presentamus vobis scholaris in facultate artium hic stantes, et accudante et gardum doctores in philosophia.
Face the proctor on your right.
Magistri et sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines, et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Magistri et sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum doctoris in philosophia.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, third presentation, the Deans and Graduands of St. Cross College, Linacre College.
Insulissimo viti inculare, Oscaris legem professores. Presentamus vobis scholaris in facultate artium hic stantes, et accudante et gradum doctoris in philosophia.
Face the proctor on your right.
Magistri et sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Magistri et sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum doctoris in philosophia.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, fourth presentation, the Deans and Graduands of Mansfield College, Reuben College.
Exemplaria, Osque Gregii Torres, Presentamus vobis scholaris in facultate artium hic stantes, et admittantur et gradum doctoris in philosophia.
Magistri et sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Magistri et sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum doctoris in philosophia.
For the degree of Doctor of Clinical Psychology, the Dean and Graduands of St Cross College.
Presentor vobis scholaris in psychologia medica abstantes the gradum doctoris in psychologia medica. Place the proctor on your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertatis, istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Place the provost chancellor.
Sodales, ego admato vos ad gradum doctoris in psychologia medica.
Thank you.
Doctorum et magistrorum regentium. Hi studiosi qui compleverunt omnia quae pastuta requeruntur. Lisi quatenus cum eis dispensatum fuerit. Ut haec sufficiant quae admittantur ad gradum enumeratum. Magistri in artibus, Lawrence Mohan, Cecil North, Ethan Stewart, e Collegio de Baglioli. Ali Anis, e Collegio Sanctae Annae. Magistri in Scientia, Joel Crew, Carla Greco, Victor May, Aishat Oladipo, Jacopo Pizzamiglio, Justin Wright, Aradna Wal, Wendy Wang, e Collegio di Bagliolo, Shreyanka Chandel, Julie Ellis, Lindsay Gorrell, Zaki Hassan Smith, Estrella Hernandez, Alina Irvin, Manal Patel, Benjamin Priestley, Matt Roberts, Morton Schmidt, Amara Shafiq, Samuel Snowden, Tianming Zhao, e Collegio Sanctae Hildae, Nessia Ashari, Luis de la Torre Martinez, Susanna Hebzhinska, Stephanie Irvin, Bowen Jin, Lingjin Kong, Mengqing Kong, Hanning Li, Lachin Nagashia, Judith Nero, Tolulope Samuel, Smriti Subedi, e Collegio Sanctae Annae, Jiwei Fu, Mark Harris, Victoria Jones, Sergei Nesterenko, Maureen Caroline Ochieng, Kang Lu Pei, Yishuan Wang, Maurizi Voida, Mohammed Zulilmi bin Zulkifli, e Collegio de Lineca, Mosebetsi Kobotlo, Iga Manulak, Olena Rusnak, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis, Xinyu Wu, e Collegio de Mansfield, Nosiba Abd El Halim, Hongye Tsai, Suyan Tsai, Hassan El Gamal, Abayomi Folaronmi, Saskia Fredericks, Aushra Gustanian, Conor Innes, Amani Khan, Jalin Liu, Rania McDonough, Carlos Mojica, Nao Ron, Thomas Rosma, Ibrahim Sese, Ralph Ward, Chongwei Runrun Wong, e Collegio Ruben. Magistri in Filosofia, Eric Bruno Clem, e Collegio de Balliolo. Tui La, e Collegio Sanctae Annae. Yining Huang, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis. Junyu Hui, e Collegio de Mansfield. Ethan Ostro, e Collegio Ruben. Magistri in Studies, Ginger Vidal, e Collegio Sanctae Hildae. Mashal Bakula, Millicent Dean Lewis, Tara Jovich, e Collegio Sanctae Annae. Serene Knight, e Collegio de Lineca. Jingyu Edward Wong, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis. Hala Ahmed Abdurrahman Ali, Amrita Deora, e Collegio Ruben. Magistri in Negotiis Administrandis, Smiti Meira, Tetsuya Yamamoto, e Collegio de Balliolo. Hunter Anderson, Jun Go, Adi Kuka, e Collegio Sanctae Annae. Murad Beg, Christian Andres, Kieran Hoyle, Prabsimran Kaur, Ji Yoon Kim, Thomas O'Brien, Henry Philpott, Mia Sudo, Archie Wells, e Collegio de Lineca. Yusuf Jadala, Petago Magotsi, Jeffrey Sailing, Saba Tabriz, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis. Jordan Calverley, Aichita Sway, e Collegio de Mansfield. Magistri and Concilio Publico, Suk Yoon Kim, e Collegio Sanctae Crucis. Gratiae concassae sunt, et sic eas pronuntiamus concassas.
For the degree of Master of Arts, Balliol College, the Dean and Graduands.
Ilsigrissima Vegetae Cancelaria. Fosque et Gregae Corporatores. Presentio vobis, Macadomias in facultate artium, et abstantes, ut admitantur ad intellectum et eandem facultate.
St. Anne's College, the Dean and Graduand.
Presentio vobis baccalaureum in facultate artium disertantum, et medanta ad incipiendum in aedem facultatem.
Forward, please. Place the proctor on your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta privilegia consuetudines libertates istius universitatis. Item, quod cum admissi fueritis in domum congregationis et in domum convocationis in iistem bene et fideliter ad honorem et profectum universitatis vos geretis. Et specialiter quod in negotiis quae ad gratias et gradus spectant, non impedietis dignos nec indignos promovebetis. Item, quod in electionibus habendis unum tantum semel, et non amplius in singulis scrutiniis scribetis et nominabitis. Et quod neminem nominabitis nisi quem habilem et idoneum certo, sciveritis vel firmite credideritis.
Place the throw vice chancellor.
Ad honorem Domini nostri Iesu Christu et ad perfectum sanctae matris ecclesiae et studii. Ego auctoritate mea et totius universitatis do vobis licentium incepiendi in facultate artium legendi, disputandi et caetera omni faciendi, quae et statum registri in eadem facultate pertinent, cum ea completa sint, quae per statuta requiruntur. In nomine Domini, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Ego auctoritate mea et totius universitatis do tibi licentium incipiendi in facultate artium legendi, disputandi et caetera omni faciendi quae et statum registri in eadem facultate pertinent, cum ea completa sint quae per statuta requiruntur.
For the degree of Master of Science, first presentation, the Deans and Graduands of St. Hilda's College, Balliol College, St. Anne's College.
St Thomas Morbis Scolaris Facultas Haltiatium et States Tabitanta et Radum Magistri Insciat.
Place the proctor on your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta privilegia consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Place the further one.
Sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri inscientia.
Thank you.
For the degree of Master of Science, second presentation, the Deans and Graduands of Reuben College, Lineker College, St. Cross College, Mansfield College.
Presentamus Probis Scholares in Facultate Artium, Ecit Status, Lex Mitanta ad Gladius Magistri Insciat.
Place the proctor on your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta privilegia consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Place the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri inscientia.
Thank you.
For the degree of Master of Philosophy, the Dean and Graduands of Balliol College, St. Anne's College, St. Cross College, Mansfield College, Reuben College.
Inscriptissima Bibliocapitaria. Vostre et benedictum Platones. Presentebus vobis scholares in faculte Artium, in ad states ut admittatum ad gradum magistri in philosophia.
Place the proctor on your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta privilegia consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Place the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in philosophia.
For the degree of Master of Studies, the Deans and Graduands of St. Anne's College, St. Hilda's College, Lineker College, St. Cross College, Reuben College.
Magistri in Studis.
On your right.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in studiis.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, the Deans and Graduands of Linacre College, Balliol College, St Anne's College, St Cross College, Mansfield College.
Presentamus vobis scholaris in facultate artium hic ad stantes ut admittantur ad gradum magistri in negotiis administrandis.
Place the proctor on your right.
Magistri et sodales, vos dabitis fidem, ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad vos spectent.
Face the Pro-Vice Chancellor.
Magistri et sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in negotiis administrandis.
For the degree of Master of Public Policy, the Deans and the Graduand of St Hilda's College with St Cross College.
Presented with Scholarum Facultatiatium hic ad stantes, Tanta ad gradum magistri in Consilio.
Sodales, vos dabitis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines et libertates istius universitatis, quatenus ad te spectent.
Sodales, ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in consilia publico.
Supplicant venerabili congregationi doctorum et magistrorum regentium qui studiosi qui compleverunt omnia quae per statuta requiruntur nisi quatenus cum eis dispensatum fuerit ut haec sufficiant, quo admittantur ad gradum enumeratum. Baccalaurii in artibus shin shen, e collegio de Mansfield. Hae gratiae concessae sunt, et sic eas pronuntiamus concessas.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, the Dean and Graduand of Mansfield College.
Vobis scholarum in facultate artium, hic stanta, gradmentator ad gradum baccalaurii in artibus.
On your right.
Sodalis, tu dabis fidem ad observandum omnia statuta, privilegia, consuetudines, et libertates istius universitatis, quatinus ad te spectent.
Place the Pro-Vice-Chancellor.
Sodalis, ego admitto te ad gradum baccalarii in artibus, in super actoritate mea et totius universitates, do tibi oportustatem legendi et reliqua omnia faciendi, quae ad eundum gradum spectant.
Thank you.
Continuamus hanc congregationem.
Please rise.